Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged, coming to you live from the Bob Varley Studio in Orlando, Florida. I'm your host, Pete Werner, joined in the studio this week by my good friends, Denny Sunderly.
Hi there.
From Dreams Unlimited Travel, Miss Elaine Edwards.
Hi, friends.
And back in the production nook, our producer, Mr. Craig Williams.
Ahoy, hoy.
Operating with one arm. Well, no, he's got both arms going.
Yeah, I'm trying to not use that one as much as possible. So luckily, this is a good job for that.
Good job for not having to do any work, is what you're saying.
No.
Well, welcome, folks. Hope your week is off to a good start. Just a reminder, this show, along with all the content we produce, is brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, of which I am one of the owners, along with John Magi. If you like our content, if you like our stuff, please show your support. Book your next Disney World, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line, Adventures by Disney vacation with Dreams Unlimited, because that's how we pay for it. And you get the services of a phenomenal agent, just like Elaine over here, who's a whiz with cruise. I should know because she books all of mine. And she's unreal. All my agents are, truly. All my agents are. But we love Elaine because she's sitting here. We have to say nice things about her.
It's easy to say nice things about
It
her.
is very easy. It is very, very easy. So, all right, I am just seeing this story now.
Chapek.
About Chapek.
It's charming.
Is it really?
Very.
Can you give me the Reader's Digest?
Yeah, sure. So Variety got a hold of a staff memo that was sent out to cast members in which Bob says thank you to the foundation that Bob Iger has laid for us, and our first century as a company was great. Let's see the same for the second century of the company. And then he lists 3 pillars, and I'm so glad that Jackie was able to put this story up on the Diz. So if you want to follow along, it's on wdwinfo.com. So first of all, he talked about the fact that the first pillar is storytelling excellence. He says what makes Disney so unique is that the stories we tell mean something to people. They inspire, give hope, bring us together, illuminate the world around us, and create memories. And then he goes on to say that his second pillar is innovation. He says, since Steamboat Willie, we've been the world's foremost innovative storytellers. But the most charming of all the bits and pieces of this memo, Pete, is the third pillar.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm reading the third pillar right now.
Relentless focus on our audience. This is we the consumer are referred to as the North Star for the company. Mm-hmm. Yes. Come on now, what? And then he says, right now, their behavior, the consumer, this is who he's referring to, their behavior tells us that, and our industry, that the way they want to experience entertainment is changing, and changing fast thanks to technology and the pandemic.
Okay.
Listen to this. No, hold on. We must evolve with our audience, not work against them. And so we will put them at the center of every decision we make. Bob, something is lost in translation. I hate to say it. But if this is how you feel, it's not coming across.
All right, hold on. Hold on. You know what? Just in the interest of fairness, let's assume for a moment, and we're going to just like a game. It's like fantasy game, okay? Let's assume that he was visited by 3 ghosts in the middle of the night. And has had a change of heart.
Okay.
Let's assume, because it can happen. It hasn't, but let's just play. Mm-hmm. Because otherwise, what this is, and third, relentless focus on our audience's pocketbooks.
Right.
Because that's what it is right now, Bob. Mm-hmm. And that's the only message coming through. So, if there is an ounce of truth in this bullshit, excuse me, if there's an ounce of truth in this, let's see what you do. You know, maybe maybe not going to D23 because he knew he was going to be booed off the stage. Because the fans despise him at a level. In the 25 years I've been covering this, I've never seen a Disney CEO this hated and despised by the fans. And it's not casual. It's not like, I don't really like him. No,
It's visceral.
Visceral is that's the perfect word.
It is. It's from our core because we as Disney fans, we feel it. I mean, so he says this, which I believe is lip service, because you have to judge someone by their actions, not by their, words alone, right? Like, if you're going to speak these flowery, wonderful words, let's see you back it up, like what you're saying. Because also what we got, Disney Tourist Blog was the one to really cover it and do a very thorough deep dive on it, is the fact that we've seen across the board, thousands of food and beverage items, their prices have gone up. So with the turn of the calendar, we
Denny,
got more expensive. And
Denny, come on, they made it clear. They made it clear in that earnings call.
Right.
This was to help
Right.
us lose weight.
Yes,
This was to help us lose weight.
They care so much.
They care.
So much.
Don't you feel? Can you
This is
feel
that
the
third
love
pillar.
tonight?
That's the relentless focus on the audience. So it's so extreme.
Yeah.
It's so extreme that we're going to raise the price of food so that you eat less because you're too fat.
I do want to say, I think if these goals were like actually serious, and we, as Denny put, if they were actually, following the actions along with the words, that would be great. And I think a lot of this is kind of true if you look at what they're doing right now with their film department as well as Disney Plus. I think they are truly listening to what fans want and creating more content based on that too. But then there's also these theme parks, which are also a very, very important part of your company as a whole, that there is not a lot of satisfaction with.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Theme parks second only to movies in terms of revenue.
That's it, yeah. I mean, it's all weird now too because technically theme parks is in with the consumer products and experiences.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah.
Yes, but he does mention the direct-to-consumer here.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's his North Star, is direct-to-consumer.
Well, his North Star is how much money can he soak out of us.
Yeah.
That's his North Star. Let's just be honest.
Yep.
You said this was a letter to cast members,
Yes.
correct? This was not a press release. Because with Bob Iger, he said up front, these are my goals, these are, what we're going to do, these are my ideas, but we haven't heard anything from Bob Chapek
Nothing
as far
guest-facing.
in his entire time as far as this is what we want to do. And so this is more of a pep talk to cast members than an actual
you don't
like
It's a
this is what
vision
I'm
casting
doing.
memo.
now,
is
now
what it
normally,
is.
if I thought their PR department was competent, I would say this is not a memo you send out without knowing full well it's going to get leaked.
Oh yeah.
But that assumes competence. And we have seen repeatedly a lack of that word coming out of Burbank in terms of their messaging, in terms of their PR. I mean, that PR director with the fat shaming comment and trying to slap around Walt Disney World News Today and all that crap showed how grossly incompetent they are.
If I remember correctly, that wasn't a PR person. That was the CFO.
It's Christine McCarthy.
Oh, that's right. That was.
So
Exactly.
Nonetheless, whether it was PR or the CFO, which is even worse, you'd think at that level.
yeah. I obviously Bob is at fault for a lot of things too, and we are very passionate Disney fans who like to hold him at a higher standard. But it's the trickle down that worries me most, because it's not just at his level that decisions are clearly being made in the bad way. It's further down and further down and further down. And like, I was having a discourse with a friend today on Twitter because Remy's Ratatouille Adventure has now abandoned the virtual line with it. It's now Standby or Lightning Lane, which I think I'm definitely okay with that. I don't need
Yeah.
virtual line for it.
Yes.
But with that, also, my friend Alicia, she walked up to the entrance and, it's posted at a 50-minute wait, and then gets told by a cast member, oh, it's actually closer to 90. So then they update the wait time, but they only update it till 60. And I haven't followed up to find out what the exact time was because this was playing out on my way over here. But it's like, even at that level, so you have someone at a parks level who's making decisions when cast members clearly know how long a wait is, but they're not allowed or not able to get that information posted correctly for guests. That's not okay.
And and this stuff, I love to beat up Chapek, but this stuff that you're talking about, that rests on Josh. That rests on Josh tomorrow. And I love Josh. I do. I know what a good man he is. Which gives me hope that Chapek isn't soulless. But stuff like this, some of the stuff going on in the parks, I can't blame Chapek for it. Mm-mm. And it kills me. It kills me to have to say that. It kills me. Because I know Josh is a good guy. And I don't pretend to know the dynamics of his job. I couldn't even imagine. But nonetheless, I'm going to hold him to the same standard I've held every one of his predecessors to. And right now, some of the stuff I'm seeing, like this, tells me somebody's asleep at the switch, somebody's not paying attention, or they're making some pretty craven decisions. I'd like to believe this is a result of unintentional consequences, but I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. Mm-hmm. I don't know what to believe anymore. So, yeah, I'm so glad this story came up today.
I would love for some of the, the challenge that you gave Teresa years ago. You have this many dollars, go and plan a Walt Disney World vacation. And so everyone listening got to follow along with Teresa as she put this together and tried to sort all of this out for her family. I would love for Disney leadership to have to do something like that. Because I just think there's such a disconnect right now with leadership and the actual in-park, boots-on-the-ground experience. It's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the things that we're seeing is just...
No, they don't experience...
Is a trickle down from that.
Great point. There is absolutely no level where they're experiencing their own product.
One of the rare examples was on Bob Iger's last days, which I don't think we covered it last week, but on his last days, he spent his vacation he spent his time with the Walt Disney Company at Walt Disney World, walking around, and from what I could see from social media as everyone else, he was talking to guests and meeting people, and granted, I'm sure he was still
on the
escorted
way out,
around, and
yes,
but on the way out the door.
Right.
When your thoughts, feelings, and decisions have no consequence at all, that's when you do it.
Yeah.
That's when you do it.
And did you book your own ADRs? And did you, I want to know, was he up at 7 to try to get a virtual queue? And all these things. Please do these things, and then we can talk. Because then they'll know what it's like because it's a constant jumping through hurdles. And when a Mickey bar costs $6.25 before tax, something is wrong. I'm sorry. You mess with the Mickey bars, it's not okay.
Well, and when you want to buy one for your entire family.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, even when I was down here the week before Christmas with my kids, I mean, I bought the virtual lightning, I bought the individual lightning lanes, and I bought the Genie Plus. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but when you multiply by 4,
oh, absolutely,
it adds up very fast.
Yep.
So
maybe I should do that Friday when I'm in the parks for Festival of the Arts.
If you've not experienced Genie Plus, you should.
I've not.
You should.
Epcot's not really the place to do it and really experience it, though.
Yeah, Epcot isn't. You're right.
If you the 2 places that it really that you get some good oomph out of is Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios. But Hollywood Studios will frustrate you so much you will throw your phone across the room because
why
they
is that?
disappear so fast.
They do.
Oh,
They
really?
disappear fast, like
Gotta-
for the entire day.
Yeah,
They
you-
go fast.
You got to do it early in the day. If you're going to do it early and
Yeah,
start
I
hitting those
don't.
times.
This early of
I
which you
know.
speak.
Can I tell you?
No.
Can I just tell you that? So on Sunday, I was in the Run Disney Marathon, and I
While you were running, you were doing Lightning Lane.
yes,
No,
not
you
for
weren't.
not for myself. I was helping somebody else.
Oh,
I
my
kid you
gosh.
not.
Wait, while you were running?
Yes, actually, I was eating I was on my banana. We had just passed a banana table, and so I grabbed a banana and I was talking.
Is
to
that code for something else?
No,
It's a literal
they give
banana.
you bananas.
Oh, okay.
And I was
Potassium's a good
talking
thing.
to a friend, and he's like, I'm trying to get a lightning lane for Rise of the Resistance. I can't get it. And I logged in on my phone, and we booked a lightning lane while we were running the marathon.
That's dedication.
Unreal.
So
Go, girl.
See why I love her? See why I love her?
it was fun, but he was so stressed out. He was so stressed out over getting it. Like,
Yeah.
It is a stressy experience.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
And it's not supposed to be.
no.
No.
That's the whole point of Disney World, right? You're supposed to leave your stress behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, I
And
mean,
they've come up with very creative ways to induce stress.
and I know a lot of people are probably going to sit back and watch or listen to this and say, why are you guys being so negative about it? And I do understand that. And sometimes it is very difficult to find the positive. Like just talking about the experience in general, anytime you walk into a park, the magic hits you instantly. Even on the busiest days, it still finds a way to cut through. There's still experiences. One in particular that I've been a fan of since I did it the first time in Disneyland was the Build Your Own Lightsaber experience. And then last week
had to bring that up, didn't you,
I
Craig?
had to bring that up because then like one of the greatest things I'll ever champion because of the pandemic and supply issues, they ran out of the bags to
The carrying cases.
the carrying cases, and I know Pete knows what it is because he has the one that we built for him, the nice black carrying case, not the safest thing in the world, but still good. They run out, so their first pivot was we're not going to give you a discount or anything. We're not going to give you the more expensive ones you can buy. It was just, here's your plastic bag. This is the carrying case.
Yeah.
And then finally, because of what it grew to and with social media and everything, then finally it turns in is, okay, we'll give you 10% off for the experience. And here's your plastic bag,
Here's your plastic
and go
bag.
on your way. And it's like, it's little stuff like that. It's like, I want to be able to be positive all the time, and then little crap like this happens. And you can't just ignore it too. I mean, that was the carrying around that bag and having our lightsaber inside and then being able to like take it out was like, it was this experience. And now it's, okay, you get 10% off. You can still have that experience, but you're going to have to buy a $50 bag. Have fun.
Look,
Yeah.
we all want to be positive. We all want to be positive. We all love Disney. We all love Disney. Everybody sitting in this room, everybody that works for me, we love Disney. But we hold it to a certain standard. We hold it to a certain standard because we love it. Are you more critical of a close family member you love than you are of a complete stranger? Are you more concerned about their behavior than you are that of a complete stranger? We tend to be more critical of the people we're closest to because we want them to be better. We want them to be okay. We don't want to see something we love or someone we love go down a wrong path or what we think is a wrong path. And that's a lot of what drives this. And the anger and frustration. As a recovering alcoholic, I watched constantly the anger and frustration of my family and friends as I self-destructed. Now, is this different? Yes, it is. But there's a line to be drawn. And we're not here to sit and peddle pixie dust for you. If that's what you're looking for, you have come to the wrong place. I created this for the purpose of being able to say what we feel. There's enough people shoveling pixie dust out there. You don't need it from me. And I can't give it to you. And when I do give it to you, you'll know it's real. You'll know it's from my heart. So last week, I coined the term on the show, I'm going on my damn cruise. And most people leaned into that and took it in the spirit it was intended. There were a few who didn't. There were a few, I'm never watching you again, and I've lost all respect for you. Keep moving. I'm going to come on here and I'm going to tell you what I think, what I feel, and what I plan to do. Because I did the same thing when I canceled the cruise because I didn't think it was safe back in August. I was all excited that I was going to go on the first sailing when they rebooted. And 3 days before, I just didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel comfortable. I had to wait for Denny and Jackie to go. And not come back with COVID. They were the canaries in the coal mine. And also, it's like, okay, well, if I'm okay with you going, I need to be okay going. And I, along with everybody that works for me, everybody that you see on camera, on any of our channels, they're going to tell you what they think. They're not told what to say. And they're not corrected for sharing their opinions. And oftentimes, they disagree with mine. And oftentimes, that happens in real time live on this show. That's what this show is. That's what my site is. That's what we are. And if you want to hear nothing but wonderful, yeah, you've come to the wrong place. There is wonderful at Disney World.
There is. Uh-huh.
There is wonderful there. Yep. And the argument can be made that maybe we need to do a little bit more to go out of our way to focus on that. The argument could be made.
I think we keep it pretty balanced, especially if you take time to go to the site. If you're out there and you're looking for that, go to the site and read some of the articles that we put up, because I don't think we're heavy-handed.
No.
Just to say, hey, everything is going where and a what. Like yeah, okay. So in one hand, you've got the things that are a bit heartbreaking, that are disappointing and disheartening. But on the other hand, there is absolutely stuff to look forward to. Like Katrina Rolfson is one of our amazing contributors. Her featured article today is called "A Magical Tomorrow: What I'm Most Looking Forward to in 2022 in Disney World," and she acknowledges the fact that yes, there are things to be disappointed in right now, but at the same turn, look at some things that we get to look forward to this year, and she takes a moment to list out some of her top things that she's looking forward to. It's fantastic.
Okay.
So I think it's okay. It can be, and it's this and that. We can hold those both in tension.
I want to correct myself.
Okay.
On something. When I said we maybe need to put a little more effort in looking for the positive, I should have said me. I should probably put more effort into that. I should. That is certainly not a problem. You're very editorial, but you absolutely bring positive. You have a much more positive outlook. You and Jackie, who are responsible for the vast majority of content that goes up on the disc. You guys are editorial, honest, but definitely still have that. You're not the jaded old fat queen that I am.
It's still my happy place, and I can look at something and go, yeah, I love you. However, we got to work on this. We gotta let's talk about this a little bit here, people.
What's funny is I'm working on a project right now. I'm not gonna say what it is. I don't know if I. Yeah, you know where I'm going.
I do.
It involves music,
It does.
and I've been listening to a lot of this. It's Diz Radio. I'm bringing back Diz Radio, and might as well just say
There it is.
because
Well, now.
there it is. I don't know when. Don't get like when's it coming out. Just if you happen to go to live365.com and do a search for Diz Radio, it's already broadcasting. But it's not an official launch. Where it's still, I don't want to hear it though. I don't want to hear this music.
Do you want to tell people who don't know what it is?
It is a live internet radio station. No commercials. Yet. Yet.
Dun, 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 dun.
But we're working on it right now. I'm working on it along with one of our other Dreams agents, Nick Chappell, who is a professional radio DJ. He's been in radio for years. And he's doing some great stuff. We got some good stuff planned. Was not planning on talking about this today, but the reason I brought it up is I've been listening to a lot of the music, especially the music from the parks. And I gotta tell you, boy, it just hits every single time. It hits me.
Yep.
It hits me. And I'm like, okay, that's still there. Mm-hmm. Like, and I swear to God, yesterday morning, I'm saying to myself, how do I lean into that more? How do I lean into that more? Because it's so easy right now to look at Disney management and the choices that are being made. And go, what the actual are you thinking? What are you thinking? Is it all just about the money? Is that it? Because don't talk to me about story and audience and all this other crap. Because none of your decisions are consistent with that statement. None of them. None. You talk a good game about our audience and our guests and how much we know we're all about that experience. You talk a great game. But in actuality, in practice, you don't show it. So until your words and your actions line up, it's all BS. Okay, there. See, I was trying to go positive, and look what happened. I just took a hard left.
I think we're all there, aren't we? Like 2 years into this pandemic, and I think all of us can, at least I can. I can feel it. It's harder to see the good sometimes, but I think we all have to do that. We have to hunt for the beauty, right? Because there's beauty there. We just have to sift through more crap than normal to find it. And for us as Disney fans, it's reflective of things globally. I feel like it's just not going the way we want it to, and it's okay for us to have our opinions. But yeah, as much as we can do to connect with our fandom, like you and the music, Pete. When you are far from the parks, whatever, in heart or in actual demographics, where you are in the world, whatever, you're not getting back anytime soon. We have to do all that we can to connect with our Disney fandom. You could have run a marathon anywhere, right. Elaine?
Right.
But you're here running this one.
Right. And that was the thing. I've had a lot of people have asked, will you ever run a full marathon? And I said the only place I could do it would be Disney. One, because it would be boring anywhere else. But that's the only place that I could, just because for me, one word that I attribute to Disney is being able to over-deliver. In their entire history and my entire history with them, it's about Disney knows how to over-deliver. Yeah. We call it
they also know how to
pixie dust and
overcharge.
that kind of
so,
thing. That's right. And in the last almost 2 years
Can't
now,
help myself.
I know. There you go again, Pete.
I can't help
they
myself.
they haven't been able to do that. And I myself justify it. I constantly try to justify it to myself as saying I let a lot of it slide that they can't over deliver right now. They're under delivering right now. And I do. I let a lot of it, I give them the benefit of the doubt that they are still a business to make money. And they are doing what they can to keep the company afloat, keep people employed, keep people coming. But after 2 years, it is starting to wear out. It is starting to, and it affects my income. I am in a 100% commission-based position where I have to justify to my guests that they do still need to spend the money to come on this vacation. And it's starting to wear down on me for now. That we can't promise that Disney is over delivering because they're not right now.
But what we can promise is over delivering is Disney Cruise Line.
That is correct.
Okay, this is why I've said the price difference now between a Disney World and a Disney Cruise Vacation is nominal. Okay, there's not a lot of daylight between those two. Mm-hmm. And personally speaking, you have a much better experience for that money. Much better service, much better product on Disney Cruise Line than you're getting at Walt Disney World, in my opinion.
I actually priced the difference for a guest of mine. My guest Tracy, who books a lot of cruises with me, she has 2 of them booked for next fall, and they happen to be a week apart. And she's like, they're like 4 days apart. And she's like, okay, during that time in the middle, I don't want to fly all the way home. I might as well just stay in Florida. Let's look and see what it would be to just stay at Yacht Club for those 4 nights. And we priced that out. And then we also priced out if she just booked the cruise in between. So she had 3 cruises. It was actually cheaper just to stay on the ship because that even includes, it was cheaper and it includes all of your food. Mm-hmm. Just the room at Yacht Club compared to staying on the Wish for 4 nights was cheaper.
Wow.
The Yacht Club was cheaper?
No.
I was going to say.
The cruise.
The Wish was cheaper.
Think about that for a second. And you're comparing that just to the hotel room?
Just the hotel room for one person. Not even with tickets. Just the cost of the hotel room.
I rest my case, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, if Disney Cruise Line could find a way to then put in like Disney attractions, then that's because that's the one thing that it all comes back to. Like when I think about going to the parks, or if I'm thinking about planning a trip to Disneyland, it's not usually always like the dining or hotels or anything like that that's the draw for me. It's like, oh, I miss some of these attractions. But that's just how I travel. So I wish DCL could incorporate that in too, and then it would be the perfect all around. But it's even the Disney attractions right now aren't in a complete state of disrepair. It's more frustrating than ever to get on attractions in a quick manner and feel like you can maximize your time without spending a lot of money. But
see, I don't know.
It's still there.
For me, I get that. I get the draw of the attractions. I do. But for my money, the fact that these ships are only 1/3 full, there are no crowds. There are no crowds. And I'm going to pay the same money, and you're going to feed me. And the food is really good right now because there's 2/3 of the people are missing. So they're able to put restaurant quality food on your table in the main dining rooms. I don't think I've ever used that phrase with the main dining room on a cruise line, let alone Disney. Disney comes closer than any of the other ones I've been on. But here, no, I had to ask at one point, is this being cooked to order? It's coming out hot, it's coming out fresh, it's delicious, and it's all included. So do that. Do that. Consider. Maybe. Look at cruise line as an option. for your next vacation.
I think it's nice that we have the options. You know, even when it comes to like the basics, like I don't get in arguments, but sometimes I question people and they're like, "Oh, we fly every single time we come down to Florida." And so for me, I look at that and I'm like, okay, well, depending on what airline you're flying, you're talking at like $300 for a ticket. For even two people, it's at $600. If I get in my car to go back to Pennsylvania, as long as gas prices aren't super insane, I know I can make it up there under like $120, and then, you know, stop at fast food places on the way up for another $40, and right there it takes one full day of driving, but I save so much money compared to what it would be to buy 2 plane tickets. And you know, but then other people say, well, in that time you're wasting all that time driving when you could be having fun. So everything comes down to just weighing the options of what do you get out of it in the long term.
Well, and the thing for someone, I mean, I think it's also easy for us to say living in Central Florida. So if we get to the terminal, the DCL terminal, and test positive, and are turned right back around on 5/28 and told to go home, we don't get to go on that vacation we wanted to, but we didn't fly in from out of town. Like, I think I know the stakes are a whole lot lower for us living here. But if you flew in, right, and you've got the kids in tow, and you've worked out, you know, the job, your vacation at your job, and the kids' school, whatever's going on there, and you get here and one of your party members tests positive, that is a harder pill to swallow, as opposed to Walt Disney World. Obviously, if you get here and you test positive, do not go to the parks, please. But your entire vacation isn't kind of hanging in the balance quite so much.
Right. And I've had a lot of people have asked me about that with my cruise clients, is they are afraid of getting to the port and testing positive and not knowing that they would test positive. So I do encourage people, you know, if that is something that you're concerned about or not concerned about, but just as a safety, you know, before you leave home, before you get on that plane, go down to CVS, get tested, get some rapid tests that you can do yourself that are easily available on Amazon. Bring them with you. Test in the hotel, even before you go to port, so that you're not surprised.
Definitely, though, right now, a good thing to keep in mind is do not come to Orlando and try to find rapid tests anywhere, because they are not to be found. So with Elaine's advice on that, if you have them in the place where you live, buy your rapid tests there, because Florida is...
We're out.
We're out.
We're out.
We're out in a big
Fresh
way.
out.
I've been able to order them online.
Yes.
As of 2 days ago, they're readily available on Amazon.
It's like a 2 or 3 week turnaround or something like that. I think the ones that I was looking at was you gotta, but order them in advance. Go ahead and do that.
Yeah. No, I ordered a pretty large box a few months ago. Okay. So I have a large supply at home just because I have 3 kids and they can't go to school. If they even have a sniffle, they can't return to school for 10 days or a negative test. So we're going through them like hotcakes. So
all right, let's switch gears for a second. I want to talk about this new Florida resident Weekday Magic ticket that they just announced. This is a 2-day ticket that can be purchased for $149 beginning January 11th, valid through Friday, April 7th, with blockout dates March 14th through the 18th.
Right.
And there's also a 3 and 4 day option available as well. We're not selling annual passes. Did you find this odd? Are they not getting... They don't do this unless... And they don't target it to Florida residents unless they need people in the parks.
Now.
And they need it now. It makes me go,
Yeah, it is a little strange. They're trying to fill the vacuum of, those non-existent annual passes right now with short-term 2 to 4 day tickets, which, okay, 2 days, $149. Okay, but
Are they trying to?
is that what we really want?
Are they trying to capitalize on the demand for annual passes? People can't get into the parks.
It is a scarcity mindset. They are creating scarcity. That is that is what's going down here. We are the North Star, but yet they are creating such scarcity that people are going to be like, okay, I'll
We are
take
the North
that
Star
2-day ticket.
We are the North Star, if that's the name of the bank.
Yes, North Star Bank.
We are North Star Bank.
It's also a research-based company now, and the only other thing, if I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit on it, I would say maybe they have done surveys and found out that like people up in Jacksonville, the Panhandle, down in Miami are starting to get interested in coming to Walt Disney World. Like the one, not the crazy ones like us that want annual passes, but interested in the shorter trip up, and maybe they're trying to feed them in now to come down and spend money for a couple days. That's the only other thing I can think of.
I guess I have a completely different opinion. The lowest tier of annual pass that's for Florida residents is still available for purchase. Those
true.
have not been.
Oh, that's right.
You're right.
That's
You're right.
right.
So Florida residents can get annual passes right now. My opinion with this is because it's only for immediately for the next few months, is that they are just trying to recoup a little bit of. We have a lot of people canceling right now, just because people are, have a new variant and people are canceling. So I think they're just trying to, I think it's just a last minute little grab on these people are here, these people are close. This is what they do. If they need more people in the parks right now, the first thing they do is they look at locals, and then they look at annual pass holders and they attract them. We see these Florida resident tickets come out, but they're usually in the summertime. It's usually a summer deal, not so much just the spring.
But the fact that it's the 50th anniversary,
Right.
we weren't supposed to have these issues.
No, we were not at all. That's why I think it's because of the rapid cancellations right now.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion right
the
now.
big offer that was released last week on Disney Resort stays. Well,
That's stupid.
yeah. So, up to $500 off of a 5-night stay. If you stay in a deluxe, it's $100 a night. If you stay in a moderate, it's $40. And then the values, you get $20 a night off.
And
But-
like
You know what I'm going to
Two
say, right?
hotels available.
Craig is already smirking. You
That
know what I'm
was-
going to say.
that was a non-existent. That was look, we gave you a discount, but you can't find it anywhere. That was stupid.
Well, and you got to remember that All-Star Movies is a deluxe resort at $800 a night.
Were those the
I
family
think that
suites?
was I think
Does
that
it
was a
matter?
glitch. I think
Well,
that
you can
was-
get more people
yeah.
in. That
There
would be the
is
thing.
nothing.
I think that my
At
opinion
All-Star
is that
Mo-
was just a website glitch. I have never.
I don't know. It was
ever
there.
seen
It
that.
was there for days. It was not there for like a hot minute. Because I would go back and
Yeah.
look.
Did you click through and see if it actually
Oh.
populated all the way to the cart to see
It
if
did.
it did it?
Oh
It
no,
did it?
absolutely. I could have booked it. I
good.
absolutely could have booked it.
Because I mean, and you've even seen it before. Sometimes even with Disney Cruise Line, it'll say this stateroom is $6 million.
Oh yeah, no. I
I just
posted
figure
that
it's
on.
one of those glitches.
I posted that on.
Yeah.
That's a glitch.
Yeah.
There's no yielding in existence where a stateroom on Disney Cruise Line is like $6 million.
Yeah.
But I had posted a screenshot of that to DCL Fan, the
Right.
Facebook group,
Yeah.
for that very reason, because I was looking for something and I saw whatever it was, it was like millions of dollars for a stateroom. But no, this wasn't that.
Yeah.
This wasn't that, because this was there for a while. But $800 for All-Star Movies.
Yeah.
And I can't. I just can't. There's no scenario ever. Okay, maybe if the world has literally come to an end and we have no place to live, then maybe. a room at All Stars is $800 a night. But shy of that scenario. No. No. I can't get on board. So, I don't know. I don't know.
Were you able, Elaine, to get many of your clients that discount? Not at all.
There was a few, and here's the thing. It seems like we see this a lot with discounts, that there's the first wave, and so we go through and we check every person that's during the available dates, and we see if we can apply it, and then we see if there's maybe alternatives that we could change the room type or change the resort and still save them money. And then I tend to go back a week later and recheck everybody, because we find that there's the initial release of the discount, and then it kind of refills itself over time and over the coming months. And I tend to find a lot more availability when I go back a week or two later and recheck for people. Okay. So that's what I'm working on this week, is going back through and rechecking, because last week there was just nothing there. There was nothing there.
We are the North Star. Just keep saying that to yourself.
We are the North Star. We are the North
Jenny
Star
wants
Bank.
A shirt. Jenny wants a shirt
Star.
now. I am the North Star.
This is our new mantra.
Oh.
I mean, I can understand why the discounts would go so fast when you're getting $20 off of a value hotel room.
I mean, at least it's something. I don't want to knock them.
I know,
at least
look,
it's something.
and in the interest of fairness,
But
they took a bath last year. They're a publicly traded company. Their stock is not doing well. They need to recoup that money. So, if we're willing to pay it, they're going to charge it. And I can only fault them so much for that. Because the rest of the blame is on us. It's on us.
Yep.
For handing over our credit card and saying, yeah, okay, go ahead.
And here's the thing to remember with room discounts, especially if you've already been booked and a discount comes out for your travel dates. Disney is not presenting this discount because they want to be nice. They are presenting this discount to get new people to book, not necessarily to reward people that are already booked. Now, we are able to go through and, if it's available, apply it to your existing reservation, but that's not the point of the discount.
No.
The point of the discount is they want new people to then come in and book.
Well, if they're going to give us the loophole, we're going to drive through it.
Right, of course.
With a Mack truck. So, all right. I think that's about as much as we have for today, unless you have something.
I was gonna say something about Hollywood and Vine last night.
Oh, go ahead.
I know this isn't the dining channel, but if we could talk about
That's
food
all
real
right.
quick.
Sure.
And then Elaine had an amazing meal the other night I wanted to ask about a little bit further,
course.
if that's okay.
Of course, because I will always talk about it.
Oh, good. I want to hear about it. So I have family in town, and we ended up at Hollywood and Vine last night. And it had been years and years and years since I had been there. But, of course, it's
AKA Hollywood and Slime.
Yes, exactly. But the experience is very different. Obviously, we knew it was going to be different when it reopened. You don't have characters coming and hugging up on you when you're at your table. They come to within 6 feet of your table. They wave, they stop, and it's really nice what they do. I was satisfied character-wise. Where I was not satisfied was what you get for your money these days at Hollywood and Vine. So you remember I'm not going to say the good old days, but you remember the old days at Hollywood and Vine, whereas it was a buffet filled with all the things. And you could have as much of all the things as you wanted to.
It was an embarrassment of crap.
Right. So now it's not. Now you have 7 items, 7 entrees to choose from. You have a shareable family style basket of rolls. Rolls and butter those were good. You can have extra of that if you want. You've got a salad.
So they
style.
are successfully heating
bread.
up. They're successfully heating up bread.
We're doing bread well here. And then you get to choose your entree. And of the 4 entrees at the table, mine was the only one that met with satisfaction of the person who was sitting there and eating it. We had an amazing server. His name was Nick.
Oh, what did you have?
I had the seared pork loin. I am not someone who orders a pork loin at a restaurant. But man, if this wasn't amazing. And Nick said no one who has ordered this has complained one bit about this. Everybody who orders it loves
That
it.
would be a standout at that restaurant, yeah.
It was so good, Pete. So good. So if you're going to Hollywood and Vine because the kids want to see Mickey and Minnie and Goofy and Pluto, order the pork loin. It is on this bed of creamy polenta. It's got golden raisins. It's got the sweet and the savory. Like there's some heat on the back end. Man, I ate the entire thing. I mowed right through it. It was so good. What, Craig?
Yeah,
What?
had me until golden raisins. There is zero need for raisins. Raisins are maybe on a salad, maybe on like a crunchy kale salad, but even then you're going for dried cranberries. They're freaking monsters.
We have craisins on literally everything, and you complain that they are not using a craisin in one dish.
I don't want that with my freaking pork loin.
It was really good.
You have
I have
fun
to
with
say.
Now, what about the
I
rest
have
of the
to say.
food?
So the rest of the food, the steak was kind of meh. Everything else
All
was
right.
kind of meh.
Did your husband order steak?
He was not there.
Oh.
He was working. So it was my niece, my nephew, my sister, and I. And it was they know the experience from what it was. So to have something and mind you, this is $55 per adult. And all you're getting is rolls and salad, an entree, and a dessert. And the dessert was nothing to write home about. I had the lemon
it's
cake
not all
with
you care to
strawberries.
enjoy.
No, it is not. So if you want to spend $55 an adult on a character adjacent,
$55 a person
yes,
for
So-
the crap they serve.
go to Garden Grill. Go to Garden Grill.
Oh,
If you've
yeah.
got $55 burning a hole in your pocket and you want to wave at Mickey in his cute little farmer overalls, please, for the
And that
love of
food
all
is
things.
good.
Yeah, oh, it is.
That food is good.
And it's all you can eat.
They'll bring you more.
Yes. So anyhow, that was a little like,
I actually went the week of Christmas.
Okay.
Because I brought my kids down the week of Christmas, and I said I wanted to do all of the Christmas things.
yes.
And so I chose Hollywood and Vine because it's the characters in their Christmas outfits, and that would be an opportunity to see them. And my kids, even when they were looking at the menu, they're all Disney adults now, they said to me, Mom, this is $55 a person. Why are we here?
Bless them.
They're like, we don't have to eat here. It's fine. Like, I almost forced them to eat there because I wanted to see the characters.
'Cause you
in
wanted
their
to punish
Christmas
them.
Yeah.
outfits. Apparently.
Because you wanted to punish them.
Apparently.
I'm going
of
to
course,
make
nobody
you. You're going to
really-
eat this food and think
yeah.
about what you've done.
Like, my food was not great. But I don't know if the menu is different or the same now that you have switched over. But there was shrimp, macaroni and cheese.
Yes, that was on the menu.
That
still.
was good.
Really? Okay,
The
that was
macaroni
in
and
order.
I didn't eat any of the shrimp, but I ate it off of one of my kids' plates, and I ate some of the macaroni and cheese, and that was actually
Good.
really good.
Good.
Yeah.
Why, oh why, after all these years, has our long national nightmare not ended with this restaurant? Why can they not get their food together? There are other restaurants serving the same way
Right.
that are doing Garden Grill.
Garden Grill can do no wrong. I am sorry. That
I
is
love Garden Grill.
fantastic.
I love Garden Grill
Yeah.
and would go out of my way to eat there.
Mm-hmm.
If Garden Grill can do it, why can't Hollywood and Vine? I don't get it. I don't get it. And it's not like this is an anomaly or this is a one-off. This restaurant has been crap for years.
Yeah.
Years. And they know it's crap. They know it's crap because they watch the internet. They read social media. They're adults with an IQ above 50 and taste buds. They know it's crap. Yet, they're undaunted. They're undaunted. We're going to continue to shovel crap out of our kitchen. We're going to charge you $55 a person and laugh at you as you leave. Laugh at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna write a review article on it because I have more things to share. But if you have, like I said, if you've got $55 to burn, man, head to Garden Grill
yeah.
and enjoy it.
You
Enjoy
just
it.
wanted a rant out of me.
I tell you what, I was
That's
like, what?
Let
What?
me-
But that pork loin, order that, and apparently the shrimp and mac and cheese.
No, I am sure
Yes.
it was delicious. Do not go to Hollywood and Vine under any circumstances for any reason.
Pork loin is like one of the dishes that anyone can cook it. You literally sear it. It's in the oven for 15, 20 minutes. Season it well. It's fine. It turns out you can get freaking non-hormone raised pork loin, over a pound of it for like $10. Like,
Don't forget the golden raisins. But-
Denny, you can get out of here with you and your frickin' raisins.
Listen, Craig.
Wow,
But
wow.
but Elaine, what did you eat after you
He's, like,
completed the
triggered by
marathon?
raisins.
It's all good.
Freaking
It's all
hate
good.
raisins. I hate them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Love him.
I'm
tell
so
ya.
going to lean into that now.
Where did you eat after your marathon?
So we ate at Bull and Bear at the Waldorf Astoria.
Oh,
This is our second time eating there within a year, actually.
Phenomenal.
So good.
We ate there in March, and we went, and I'm telling you, I have now, anybody that says we're having a special occasion, especially for adults, I don't know that I'd take children there, but if it's an all-adult situation and you want something like super special, Bull and Bear, all of the way. It is just a few minutes off property, and the staff, you will have at least 10 staff members at your table.
Encircling you.
Yes.
Singing Be Our Guest.
They are just like falling all over themselves. And they bring out the menu, and it's actually in an iPad in a leather bound book, and it's got pictures of everything. It has pictures of
Yep.
every single menu item so that you can see. And they're just, they are just all over you, these staff. And
What did you have?
so I had the pasta explosion as my appetizer,
Okay.
which includes liquefied ham.
Liquefied ham.
Yes.
Think about that for a
So
second.
good.
Was like like a ham cocktail.
It's so good. So
Ham shake.
well, and even before that, they bring out bread, and they have it they have like 10 different types of bread on this long platter, and he's like asking you which one you want, and he serves it to you. And then they brought out the appetizers. I had the liquefied ham, and we were dining.
I don't want bread. I like some liquefied ham.
We were dining as well with Paul and Amy Krieger, and they ordered the tableside Caesar salad. So they actually come out and they present it all and they prepare it all tableside. A lot of the dishes that you order, they prepare it and plate it tableside for you. So we had that, and then I had as my entree, I had the, what did I have? Oh, I had the Bull and Bear fried chicken, which is
So
actually
good.
like one of their signature meals, which you think fried chicken, but it's not what you think. It's not what you think it is. And they come out and they prepare it all in front of you with mashed potatoes. But again, it's like, wait,
The best.
upscale.
It's the best.
They have these steaks that are just beyond amazing. Paul had, I don't know what kind of fish he had, but he had a fish, and they brought it out and they actually deboned it in front of you. And then as they took the entire skeleton away, they fried it and brought it back out to him. And he actually took a bite off of it because they told him to take a bite off it. I have pictures even. And they said, do you know why we did this? And we
Because
said no.
they're
To
sick.
punish you.
They said because to show you that it was never frozen is why we did it.
Very
Because
interesting.
if it had been frozen, it would have water molecules in it, and it would have actually disintegrated when they fried it. But it was a whole, full bone fish.
I
when
don't
they brought it
need
back
my
out.
fish
I'll take your
fried.
word.
Yeah, that's
I'll
that's
take your word
literally
for it.
what I'm saying through all of this is, and they prepare it tableside. I'm okay with it being prepared in the kitchen and being brought out like a normal thing. Like I have never been to Bull and Bear. I've always heard the steak is amazing
Oh,
and
it's
it's
phenomenal.
really
It's
good.
It's
But
phenomenal.
everything about this, I don't like servers like just swarming around me. I don't like stuff being prepared tableside. This seems like my personal freaking nightmare.
No, this is not for you.
No,
No.
it's amazing. And then we had the dessert. I personally did not have any dessert because I was full, but everybody else ordered dessert. And like right now, their like signature dessert is like this lemon, where they have like
That's right.
a full lemon, and I don't even know what they do. It was just. It is an experience. It's a full experience. Like you need to plan like 3 hours.
Yes.
It's an experiential dinner.
Liquefied lemon. They take a lemon,
Yes.
turn it into liquid, and then add
Everything.
sugar and put it in a glass. And it's
Lemonade.
$90 for that.
And if you really, yes, and if you really want to, we didn't do it this time, but we did it when we went in March. Is you can order the Bull,
Oh.
where I think it's. I can't remember what the drink is, but I think it's Manhattan maybe. But they come out and it's like this glass bowl, so you're drinking from a bull's butt. Where
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I like that.
Put Greg's in
That
now.
got
old
me.
fashioned. That's what it is. It's an old fashioned. So they
Lord.
prepare it all in front of you, and it's an experiential dinner, and
Yeah.
it's fantastic, especially when you're going with friends. We've gone with friends both times that we've gone, and it's a very good special occasion with friends, kind of experiential dinner.
I've had a lot of cocktails in a lot of ways, but I've never had it served to me gastrointestinally.
Yes.
Is it because they smoked it first and then there's like smoke in the bud and then it comes out?
Oh,
you
my
don't pay
word.
attention that much?
I don't know
The
'cause I don't drink
pictures.
that, so
Okay,
I don't
okay.
know.
That's
It was the minute or two
Okay.
that we're drinking
That's
that.
fine.
So.
That's fine.
Oh, there you go, Pete.
All right.
Bull and Bear.
There you
Go
go.
there.
There you go. And there you go. That's going to do it, folks, for this week's episode of The Diz Unplugged. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next week. Have a great week, everybody. And remember, stay out of the damn lakes.